Here? Here? Come on. There's the game. Do we want to get going? I can look at that. 616. I need 605 to enter the dungeon. And the trial is 615. I am also like 900 tomestones off of getting all of this to augmented. The coat. Oh wait, no, I totally missed the pants. The pants are also gonna be like blocked. I think these are both 5. So 14, huh? Because the rings are both 2. Alright. Ether font with the NPCs. Oh. Sean. Finally, time to run a dungeon without other people. What's happening? Someone built their house out here? I love them. The polar bears are... you are less cute. You are also not very cute. Still no idea what's going on in this game? That's fair, yeah. But look at all the polar bears in the background. You don't need to know what's actually going on. There, just think about the polar bears here. Look at the little dudes. Don't pay any attention to the bigger dudes. Just look at the little ones. Oh, I need to go turn that off. There isn't anything above the usual stream delay here. No shark whale, whatever. Abominations don't exist. Only bear. There are only bears here in the Ether Fonts. But you don't gotta say that one today. Do you guys think, or you're the tank, do you want to pull these dudes? There you go.
Together we shall overcome this.
You could also look at the 6 spells I'm casting. Those are also pretty cool. Pretty animations go for they are really pretty animations. My favorite is Resolution. It's the one with like the line of circles. This is Verholy. That is Scorch. And this is Resolution. I like this one the most. I have a feeling that we're about to fight a boss. So I'm not going to use... Ooh, it's a slide. And everyone's clipping into me. What is... What are you, sir? Thank you, Zero. We're on the same page. Lingbacher, Dread Beast of the Seas? This... No way. Dread Beast? This dude? This dude is the marketable plushie of the sea. There are no thoughts behind those eyes. In fact, I'm not entirely sure that those are eyes, and not just like some icicles that it got stuck to itself. Ooh. Those are nostrils. They do kind of actually look like nostrils, yeah. I can see the nostrils. Whoa, Jasper's here? need to start paying attention. Sonic Blue. That's its tank buster. I love that so much. Okay, Jasper isn't here. Jasper's at work. I don't know how you guys can be upset. That's just a little guy. Oh. Well, I guess Zero wouldn't exactly understand the appeals of, them just being little dudes. What a shame that we have to kill all these penguins. Jasper, you should not be watching right now. This is very spoiler. Things look like a deep, deep blowhigh now that I think about it. So true. Actually, yeah. I see it, yeah. Not watching? Okay. This is very Endwalker spoilers. Don't cut this one short. I want to see this one. This one. This is so cool. What? Gate rock?
Together we shall overcome this. My turn.
Okay, there's a boss after this group.
Be gone! Make ready!
Also, I'd like to point out that the music that you are currently hearing is yet another remix of Flow they decided to put in the game. They just could not get enough of that song. Could you guys not all overlap onto me? Okay, this dude is not just a guy. This guy actually has thoughts behind his eyes, and I don't like that. How many remixes are there of that song? Off the top of my head, like, at least 5.
Darkness take you.
Like, it's a good song, but they, like, seriously overuse it. Yes, thoughts, but not for long. True.
Together we shall overcome this.
That's far enough.
Bro, you didn't really need to put a border on the arena. Oops. Maybe you did. Specifically because of me. Oh, bye-bye, Jasper.
Darkness take you.
I'd like to point out that the only class in the party that I haven't actually played is Astrologian. I've played both Reaper and Gunbreaker. I don't have Gunbreaker maxed, but I do have Reaper maxed. Okay, bro no longer has thoughts behind his eyes. Oh, look at this. Oh, come on. It's not gonna let me look at it. I'm surprised Zero isn't like having a heart attack in here, considering how this is like the most concentrated ether on the planet, and she is specifically a being deprived of ether. How is she not having like an ether overdose?
Got you.
Have an ether inhaler if the ether gets too strong. Actually, I guess she's just got like edgelord powers that stop her from like overdosing on ether. Why am I running low on MP?
Prepare yourself.
She's too cool. Fair. Also, I was talking to like a bunch of Final Fantasy 14 people, and we discovered that like ether overdosing is just essentially cancer.
Got you.
Don't ask how we arrived at the conclusion because it's not a happy one. And would also require me to go over a lot more like 14 lore than I think anyone here would care to hear. What was that, Burb? No way. Why would Burb watch a stream? Me too. I got up, planked for 30 seconds, and then went live. I'll make sure I have some lunch after. It's a rare Burb. Mapping around ether fonts. Or the ether fonts. Oh, those are tentacles. Those are not what I expected. Octomammoth? Bro has too many teeth. Actually, he might have not enough teeth. A sizable beast? No, really, Zero. I thought he was a little too small. Alright, cool. If none of you guys want to. Cthulhu Jr. Octo Stroke? Please don't Octo Stroke me. Why was that like the whip sound effect? Like that was like the comical whip sound effect. Like I'm not the only one who hears that, right? No one wants to be Octo Stroked, he just does it. I guess you kind of have certain privileges when you're named the Octo Mammoth. Breaststroke? No, you've got it wrong. It's breaststroke. Baleen Spit? They certainly gave this dude some attack names.
Together we shall overcome this.
Could you get your tentacle out of my field of view, dude? Thanks. Looking disrespectfully at me? You know, this dude is doing a lot of stroking. Now that I think about it. Did we catch this dude off guard? Did we need to give him like 15 minutes so he could, you know? You know, that is an animation I have not seen in such a long time. Like the little hands together, leg up, tail up. That is, it's been so long since I've seen that animation because everything has been like reality warping horrors that I thought. So it's just like, if anything, it's like this little nod that's like, yep, I did what I had to. Airship. Oh, it's you.
Much obliged for clearing the way. We'll get to work at once. Filling these up will take a good while. I appreciate it if you stood watch till we finished. I ain't getting chewed to chum by some ether-bloated bugger. Oh, by the by, how are you planning on putting these to use? We could deliver them by airship, see? Provided it ain't too far.
What were we using all this ether for?
We would need them transported to Galemon.
That's right.
Tower of Babel.
That's a long old journey. Too long for a direct flight. Tell you what, we'll send them over with the scheduled shipment of provisions headed that way.
Scheduled shipments.
I'll make the arrangements as soon as we get back. Save some poor chocobos having to drag this lot through the snow.
You have our thanks. We shall not forget your generosity.
Everything seems to be proceeding apace. I dare say you would have been fine without me.
I mean, I could have tanked, but I've grounded myself from tanking for now, so.
Why would you say such a thing? You were not bound by contract or the threat of force, and you gain no advantage by devaluing your own contribution. Yet you must be bound by something to speak thus. What is it?
What binds me?
That is a loaded question.
A belief, I suppose. Born of our shared struggles. No matter where my comrades go, I have faith they will be fine. For I know that they will walk their chosen path as surely as I walk mine.
Bold words from some guy who's died like 3 times.
In short. Trite though it may sound.
Trust has it been since last I used it? It
No.
had no place in my dealings. Not with other Voidsent, and certainly not with Xenos. Not even in the time before darkness engulfed the world. Full often did Memoriates betray their own, corrupted by the very power they wielded. You could trust no one but yourself.
I mean, you seem to trust me.
Alone we fought, and alone we fell. I wouldn't know how to trust. Is there some trick to it?
Let's do some trust falls.
Just stay close to this one. You'll learn in no time.
Thanks, Thancred.
Absolutely fine.
Thancred, those are very ominous words from someone who's died like 4 or 5 times.
I confess I thought thou mightst have more words of counsel to offer.
Oh, she'll soon get the hang of it, even without my help. After our work here is done, I'll see myself back to the shadows. But before that, I take it you've heard as well.
What have you guys heard?
Indeed. The client seeketh our
Clients?
and 'twould seem our extensive travels and neutrality make us prime candidates.
Well, assuming we take on the request, I suspect I'll be stuck with you again. Don't let me down, hmm?
He hasn't stopped him before. It's only a matter of time before dying actually does indeed stop Thancred. To not only allow us use of the tanks, but to arrange their transportation to Garlem on both sides. We are blessed are we to count Kokol among our allies. Saint Oriange, could you please speak common English? Unto thee we must also give thanks. Thancred for coming to our aid on such short notice. Please, you know I'm always happy to help. Don't hesitate to call on me again. Till next time. Like fear to a flame. Hold on, let me. The tank's transportation thus arranged, our first task is complete. We may now turn our attention to the second. To wit, obtaining the blessing of the Ilsbard contingent to use the Tower of Babel to channel energy unto the moon. Our destination is Camp Broken Glass, where we may present our petition to Commander Lucia. Ah, Camp Broken Glass. Place I have been far too many times in the last week. But usually I've been there and instantly left. This time I'm here to talk to someone. Lucia. Now, allow me to personally thank you for your assistance during the recent Voidsent incursion. Your actions have saved many. What brings you here today? Pray forgive us for not sending word in advance, Commander, but we seek your cooperation in a matter of great import. We want to go to the moon, and we need to use the evil tower to go there. Indeed, we appreciate you consulting with us instead of taking unilateral action. It's no simple matter to activate the Tower of Babel, and I speak not only of the technological terms. Personally, I think we must consider the emotional impact of such an action above all else. Pending a more official name, we refer to those who remain here as the Garlean community. As you would expect, they are predominantly native to Garleans, most of whom are uncomfortable with ethereal manipulation. To compound matters, the trauma inflicted by anima is still fresh. If the tower were to suddenly light up again, it's like to cause distress and reopen old wounds. Better than facing a mass invasion by Golbez and its void hordes, surely. Of course. We acknowledge the gravity of this situation, as well as the promised bloodshed, should we fail to act. Yet, even were we to convey your warning to the public, many simply do not understand the workings of magic or the rift. They will struggle to comprehend why they must be forced to relive personal horrors for the sake of something they cannot imagine. It's there to imagine. Haven't these people seen Voidset with their own eyes? Let us suppose you've encountered someone who is freezing in this cold. A natural thing to do might be to make them a fire, yes? But what if that person's sole experience with fire was being badly burned by it, and they harbored an acute fear? Despite the benefits, the necessity of the warmth you offer, they may flee on instinct, or worse, misinterpret your actions for aggression and lash out. So like the fire that torments this individual, the Tower of Babel torments the people of Garlemald. Yet we cannot afford to falter here. We must find a way to help them overcome their fear. I agree. To that end, the contingent will assist however we can. Get everyone as far away from Garlemald as you can for like a couple weeks. Take them on a nice trip to South Thanalan. We should speak with Elspino and Alice. With the rapport they have established with the Garlean people, I dare say they can provide us with valuable insights. In the meantime, Oriange, might I ask that you remain here to oversee the technical aspects of the tower's activation? I'm glad that those two felt the need to put on coats. And here Zero and I are in what is effectively summer wear. Oh wait, Alphino's just at her ship. I'll just teleport over there. Alphino, there you are. And Euless too. Hey Euless, it's been a second. I am glad to see you well. Vitra has explained our present dilemma. No unfounded concern that the Garleans might take poorly to the reactivation of the Tower of Babel. Putting it mildly, many would be up in arms over it. Trust in the Usabi contingent is fragile enough. We need to tread lightly or we risk jeopardizing everything we've achieved. Oh, that is, I think, the third Zero hat tip. Trust again. Well, it seems to me, there's not for it. Hold on. Alice, let me read that line again. Well, it seems to me there's not for it but to speak with the people. Rather than harping on about the necessity of the plan, we need to lend an ear to their concerns. Then, perhaps we can begin working towards the compromise. Guys, we've got to go to the moon to stop Void-sent invasion. You need to kill a dude named Gold Balls or whatever. In that case, I'll take you to the community leaders. They're at a station called Senatus, near the Synaculum Imperialis. I would be honored to speak with them, though it would be prudent to learn where people elsewhere stand as well. But I will leave that to the others, save Zero. Might you accompany me? Are we actually going to the moon? I could go to the moon right now. Well, I mean, after this cutscene, of course. I'm sure those in Tapperstead have their own opinions. Alphino, if I may drag you along. How are we gonna craft our way out of this mess? Probably because of, the rabbits on the moon would be useful for crafting my way out of the mess. Tertium, we leave to you. You're no stranger to the people here, so it should take little prodding to convince them to speak freely. Then it's settled. Once you've learned what you can, let's meet in Forum Soleus, where we'll have what I hope is a productive discussion. Game is a mess. It's a little confusing without the context of everything. Like, everything that's led up to going to the moon has made sense. Unfortunately, the thing that has made the most sense is, you watch a guy shoot himself in here. When you first get to Tertium, that blood splatter isn't on the flag. Alright, gotta talk to a bunch of dudes. Serious lad? How would you feel about reactivating your trauma tower? No, stop it. Tower's evil. It'll turn us all evil. I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. Yeah, I kind of expected that reaction. Hi, that tower isn't right, I tell you. All those magics. Years ago, when I lived in the provinces, the locals razed our village to the ground with this stuff. Made things appear and disappear and fly and burn. It's to see it when I close my eyes. You've done us a good turn, dear, but let's not talk about that tower any longer. It's unnatural. If you don't like magic, I am very sorry that I am a red mage. Malleus. Create the Tower of Babel? Are you out of your mind? That abomination transformed my friends and family into monsters. I can't even bear to look at it whenever I step outside. You want to do something for us, tear the bloody thing down. The Tower of Babel? But what's it got to do with Voidsent? I can't say I understand. Still, your people have done much and more for us Garleans. If it's necessary, then that's good enough for me. They don't like magic, they can get out. The thing about Garleans is, due to, like, I think it's, like, something with their DNA, they are incapable of casting magic. Popea? Whatever its present state, the Imperial Palace was once the pride of Garland. I mean, no disrespect to you and yours, but shouldn't the Garlean people be its caretakers instead of foreigners? Going through the story before the boss? I don't know how close to the boss I am. I'm just telling people that, hey, I'm probably going to be reactivating your trauma, but don't worry, it's going to be saving you from bigger trauma down the line, so don't worry about it. Though if we dare speak thus to some of the contingent, they might take assumptions. Our rations are worse. No, forget I said anything, please. We're not cruel. Guardians will never be playable. I mean, you could probably play them as a melee or like a physical class, but even most of those use magic to some extent. Zero, how's it going? Ulysses is on his way with the others. I hope you found the people more receptive than we did. I found one person who's positive on the idea out of the 5 I talked to. Hold on, let me, before I have to voice act this entire cutscene. Well, may I present to you Lord Neus and Medius, magistrates of our political council. They have been spearheading the efforts to establish a new system of government here. When we raised the subject of the Tower of Babel, they insisted that we speak no further until joined by representatives of the Ffxiv contingent. I see Alcino and Alize have yet to arrive, though, so perhaps we should wait. Another streamer I watched said they can only be Reaper and technically Gunblade, but for Gunblades, yeah. Spoiler, that's kind of the case with Thancred and his Gunblade. He is Ether impotent, so while he isn't Garlean, he can't exactly use Ether for magic. Reaper is tricky. It doesn't matter if only some of you are present. We wish simply to make one thing perfectly clear. Tower is the manifestation of Garlean ingenuity and authority. It was once the abode of the imperial family, and it will forever bear a tremendous cultural significance. It is insulting enough that we have to suffer foreigners occupying it under the guise of rendering aid, and now you propose reactivating it? Nay, we've had enough. Garlemald may have fallen, but she fell in civil war to her own people, not to Eorzea or any other land. We came here to assert our unequivocal claim to our territory. Garlemald and all that lies within her bounds is beholden to no one. I did not know I had that voice in me. That's a new voice. Since their excellencies are resolved to negotiate with the contingent, I will escort them to Tertium. Also instruct Alphino and Alice to meet us there. Lord Mithias, Lord Neus, by your leave, my comrades and I would speak with the residents of Senathus. Though the Ffxiv contingent holds the Tower of Babel, it is I who wishes for it to be reactivated, and thus I think it needs that I be present for this discussion. Yet my understanding of your people's hardships, of their hopes and desires, of their dreams for the future, is sorely lacking. In my ignorance, I would struggle to contribute. Lest you worry, I will not plead our case to the community in your absence. I wish only to identify common ground, upon which we might build a relationship that sees us overcome our differences. Wait, was Neus the deep one? Very well. But know that guard will not hesitate to escort you from the premises should they judge your actions to be inappropriate. Settled then. You should all head to Senatus. I'll join you there after I see their excellencies safely to Tertium. Yeah, Garlemald is seen better days. Oh, there you guys are. Here it is, Thanatos, a temporary refuge for political dignitaries, hence the tight security. I am given to understand that outsiders are not normally permitted so much as a glimpse inside. We should consider ourselves fortunate to be given this opportunity. I hope it will be worth the trouble. As do I, Zero. As do I. Enter Sonatus. Probably a different enclosed location, but looks like it could pass for a near crossover. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, no, the near crossover is someone else. Someone else is somewhere else. This place just looks exactly like Tertium. Without, like, a big Aetheryte in the center, at least. To begin, I propose we split up and ask the residents for their views on the Elphbard contention and the current state of affairs. We would also do well to learn more about this enclave itself. Should you observe anything of note, pray keep it in mind. It is through open hearts and open minds that I believe we may yet convince their leaders to work with us for the greater good. As he's a fan of destroyed cities, yeah, that is a fair observation. A pile of crates. This is not a person. A stockpile of assorted supplies bears markings indicating they were provided by the Elphbard contention. The enclave is clearly reliant upon the Alliance for aid. Pelagia. You want to know what I think? I'm a soldier. I try not to think about politics at all. I'll say this much. Our leaders labor to preserve our culture, our way of life. Well, remains of it at any rate. I trust them to do what's best for Garlemald. Barrel of ceruleum. You recognize the large casks as the very same you and your comrades used to transport ceruleum from Lapis Manalis. Why they're in Sonatus is unclear. Egg McMuffins? Lucky! How do I feel about the contingent? Conflicted, to say the least. I've been tasked with the distribution of supplies, and I know as well as any that we couldn't survive without outside aid. Be that as it may, even though the Empire has collapsed, and we have our pride as... let me try that line again. Be that as it may, even though the Empire has collapsed, we have our pride. People don't want to be beholden to others forever, and there's no denying that it chafes to see our benefactors occupying the Imperial Palace. I mean, it's more useful insight than we got from your senators. Nothing stopping me from ordering Egg McMuffins? Wrong, my lack of a job is stopping me from ordering Egg McMuffins. Finished touring the Enclave, have you? What were you able to learn? Much the same as me then. They accept the contingent's help out of necessity and harbor a measure of resentment. They have only themselves to blame. If they don't like the bargain, they should reject it. Okay, I don't know what voice to give this person, so I'm going to assume that it was the deep-voiced one of, like, the senators. I mean, I'm gonna need a drink of water for that.
How many times must I tell you? It's absolutely out of the question.
Oh no, it was just some soldiers. What's going on? We were wondering the very same. We came running when we heard shouting. Is what the matter? Oh, no, I was just trying to explain. Ah, you're Ishgardian, aren't you? Mayhap you can clear this up. The contingent has made a reasonable request, but this man insists it's impossible. It concerns the magitech weapons which run rampant throughout Reggio Urbanissima. Every time we deliver supplies here, we have to dispatch extra men to defend against potential attack. To address the issue once and for all, we've proposed the elimination of all machina that lorded near the supply route, but heard him, they refused to even consider it. The magistrates have already spoken on this matter. Rampant or no, those war machina are Garlean assets. Furthermore, who is to say that they are as dangerous as you attest? I can't, because they attacked me if I wasn't flying. It has been suggested that this could be a pretense to scavenge magitech material for your own ends. I know not if that is the case, but the fact remains we cannot allow you to destroy them. Bro is going to see, like, a mass murderer and be like, whoa, you can't stop him, that man is clearly Garlean. More speculation by the magistrates, I presume. Ridiculous, but they have spoken so, and unless we want to inflame tensions further, there's naught we can do. Nope. 4-0 haptics, count them. How complicated our relations become when not grounded in clear and equitable arrangements. Equitable arrangement? Of course! Well, I do understand the difficulty of your position. As a soldier, you must do your duty and obey your superiors. I have an idea, but I must first speak with Commander Lucia. May I take charge of this matter? Means. Why don't we just destroy the war machina and bring it down here so we can be like, look, we're not scavenging the parts. It's literally just for safer supply delivery. Let us return the cup broken glass, where we might discuss a solution I believe will satisfy all parties. I don't know why, but Varshan's voice is probably the easiest to do out of everyone. I can't use Kieran here. I can use Kieran here. Oh wait, we're just going to broken glass. I can. I'm pretty sure the threshold is 100. Maxima, hey. Welcome back, all of you. I pray there have been positive developments in your efforts to appeal to the Garlean community. About that. I have not yet, but there is a method by which I believe all stand to gain. As satrap, I intend to propose a trade agreement between Radza Han and the people of Garlemald. Please continue. The people of this nation have lived through its collapse and more, yet they have chosen to remain, for it is their home. They have been able to survive thus far. That they have been able to survive thus far is thanks to the mark, or rather, in less flattering terms, they are entirely at your mercy. Wow, way to really put it, Blood Varshan. Despite your noble intentions, this one-sided relationship has fueled feelings of frustration and resentment. It is no surprise that some guardians are loath to engage with foreigners, for fear of indebting themselves further, or surrendering more of their already limited autonomy. That is why I wish to present them with an equitable arrangement, one that would restore them a sense of agency after being forced to rely upon charity. Okay, I said it like a minute ago, but I've lost Varshan's voice. Easier said than done. What exactly do you have in mind? Long have Garlemald and Radzaton been abided by a treaty of non-interference. Freely we have traded with one another, and I wish to continue in this tradition. We would provide your people such supplies as you require, in return which you would grant us leave to use the Tower of Babel, as well as share your majestic resources and expertise. As we become more reliant upon your technologies, we will of course require more ceruleum to fuel them. This you possess in abundance, and for it you will be duly compensated. Perhaps the town's culture would be enriched by your majestic wonders, and our ever-increasing demand for your wares will see Garlemald grow wealthy and prosperous. Only when both sides keep interests of the other in mind can an equitable relationship be forged. To the principle I once thought I understood, but have come to appreciate all the more in recent days, thanks to the sage counsel of a friend from beyond the rift. Okay, yeah, I've lost Varshan's voice, I'm sorry. Your Excellency, thank you for your careful consideration of Garlemald's future. Though I cannot speak for every Garlean, I myself see no reason to object to your proposal. Indeed, if Radhaton were to take the initiative, other nations may follow suit and seek to normalize trade relations with us. I mean, I need to try to find Varshan's voice again. It was here. Yes. If you see the sense in my proposal, then I ask you to join me in the negotiations at Tertium. Your support may be instrumental in winning over Lords Aeneas and Matthias. By all means, go with them. I have matters here well in hand. I have learned all that I may regarding the tower's operation, so I too shall hide me to Tertium. I think I started going Varshan with Uriashi's voice. I really need to get a better weapon that doesn't just glow ominously in these like darkened, dim cutscenes. Because it really just kind of kills the mood. Hey, Lord Medius. A crowd you may have brought, but numbers will not intimidate us. The Tower of Babel is ours by rights, and nothing you do will convince us otherwise. Rashta, I need to. Barshan, why do you let your voice escape me? Rest assured, it isn't our intent to infringe upon the rights of the people of Garlemald. Let us instead discuss the future. As a satrap of Radstad, I wish to establish a new trade agreement between our nations. The aid we presently receive will not last forever, my lords. Sooner or later, we must stand on our own 2 feet. To do so, we must secure means to replenish our coffers, and the proposed agreement presents a rare opportunity. It is true we do not want to match tech and ceruleum, and foreign currency will be needed to procure such things as we lack. It would depend on the precise terms, but I can see the merits. What? I cannot believe what I am hearing! You served the Emperor, were a proud patriot, yet now you entertain selling national resources like a common merchant? Like you, for what we have lost. But if we are to rebuild Garlemald, we must make use of what precious few assets remain to us. Nonsense! Utter nonsense! You are a traitor, Neus, and there will be a reckoning. Oh yes, when the people of Senatus learn of this, they will cry out for your blood. Lord Medius, wait, it isn't safe out there. He's going to be torn to shreds, and we are going to be blamed for it. Oh no. Hey, Euless! How did I turn into a VO? Magic. Yeah, believe it or not, I've always wanted to do voice acting. I've just never really felt confident in it. Until I'm playing 14, apparently. Yeah, I have to pick up the slack of the unvoiced cutscenes. It's far too dangerous for a civilian to be outside alone. We must go after Lord Medius. Let us leave matters here in Maximus' care while the rest of us join in the search. If Lord Medius is bound for Senatus, we may be able to catch up to him in Reggio Urbanissima. I pray he has not come to any harm. Good, I haven't had enough murder in the last, what, half hour since I finished Etherthought? "14 is the gateway drug for my voiceover career." Okay, gotta find Medius. God. Seeing Garlemald in the state that it is just very depressing. Man, Medius made it far. Sorry that you got hit by that, Medius. I have another red mage weapon. I think they're all glamored to actually look like this. I'm live. Yeah, dumbass. Somehow. I don't know how you made it to tertium.
Praise the sisters, you are safe.
Okay, thank you. I get a vocal rest.
Don't think I'm indebted to you. I never asked for your help.
You love Garlemald dearly, Lord Metius. That much is plain. But you're not alone in that.
I love Carnival too.
We all mourn what has become of our homeland. Bristle at having to rely upon outsiders simply to survive the cold. Even now, I struggle with fear and uncertainty. Day after day, I ask myself, what is right? Where do we go from here? I've yet to find the answers. But I won't stop looking nonetheless, and I won't avert my gaze from our grim reality.
Is there hope for us?
Everyone but you, actually.
Aye, so long as we live. Garlemald lies in ruins, but the bonds between us will never be broken. We are the chain that connects generations past and future. You and I, it's links. Help us, Lord Metius, for all we have been and for what we may yet become. Please.
To be lectured by the younger, it ill becomes a man of my station.
You weren't an idiot.
I will rejoin the talks at Tertium. Might I trouble you to escort me?
No, you're on your own, actually. I do not care if you get hit by a rotor.
Elwipard, I apologize for my discourtesy. I owe you my life, and I thank you.
See, it stands out so much here.
Euless, wait. I'd like a word. With you as well. I'm to stay close, after all.
Thanks, Tancred. You guys,
We shall see the magistrate safely back to Tertium.
Muriashi, I don't know exactly what you're gonna do in combat other than, like, hit things with your planisphere. But, like...
What is it?
You bound that man with trust, didn't you? That's why he did not require coercion to return.
Let's work with her here. She doesn't exactly understand the concept of trust yet.
Shall we walk, perhaps? Chilly, standing around here. So that's how Zero came to join you.
Oh, okay, I guess we're explaining that.
Not sure I'm qualified to explain something like trust.
Person who tried to betray me?
I wouldn't describe myself as a sociable person. Before all this, any free time I had, I spent looking after my brother and sister. As for the magistrate, I only told him what's been on my mind of late. But I wouldn't have done so, I think, if it weren't for the twins' influence.
Alfino and Alize are poorly rubbing off on this man.
Trust is infectious, in a manner of speaking. When someone believes in you, it makes you want to believe in them, in others, in yourself. Perhaps it's because the magistrate felt that earnestness that he gave us a chance. As I did, after I was caught trying to steal provisions from the enemy. Trust comes easy in such company.
It is so true and gray. Then you see my neon sign weapon. True.
Little wonder my world is devoid of it.
Your world is devoid of
Trusts in you,
everything.
and so you trust in no one. And round the wheel turns.
Wait, was that another hat tip? That's... I've lost count. I want to say that's 6 hat tips now. Buy a cheap red mage weapon. Oh,
During
0
the
lore.
Memoria, we had already come to judge one another based on strength and usefulness. You either used or were used. Those who rejected this rule didn't survive. My mother wanted to save the world, to fulfill the hopes of Memoria's good and true. After she died, I carried on her mission alone.
Alone? Didn't you have anyone to help you?
Almost. 2 men tried just the once. A swordsman and a mage, whom I met when passing through a village. They had saved the people there from corrupted Memoriats. When they learned our enemies were the same, they seemed heartened. They claimed to be soldiers of a kingdom called Baron, and were traveling the realm in search for means to end the Contra Memoria. They invited me to join them. I refused. How could I not, having learned the lessons of my world? Those who would work with others always have their own motives. I would not place myself at their mercy. I would not be forced to submit. I expected some manner of outburst, some show of frustration at having failed to deceive me. But they simply watched me walk away. I didn't know what to make of it then, but now... Perhaps they shared a bond of trust. Perhaps they were the last ones left who dared. Perhaps they hoped I was like them too. Perhaps it was just an offer, and nothing more. I continued fighting alone. But ultimately I was undone. Overwhelmed by enemies that had banded together. I was cold, in pain, wishing desperately that someone would save me. And as I lay there in solitude, I felt it happen. The breaking of our world. Darkness washed over me, and I was swept into the rift. When I finally managed to return, it was to a world forever transformed. My home, now filled with abominations. I had a chance to learn about trust, and forsook it. I never had the power to save my home single-handed. I should should have accepted their invitation. Had I joined them as I've joined you, I might not have had to face the end of the world alone. But it's all history now. No amount of reflection or regret will change our present reality.
Whatever may have happened in the past, you're still here, Zero. Alive. So long as you're alive, there will always be hope, no matter how bad things get. What you couldn't do yesterday, you might still do today. Think about it. It's plain that you've forged bonds with those around you. If you didn't feel that in some sense, would you have risked your life as you did for a meager ration of boots? I trust you too, for what it's worth.
Oh, another 0 hat tip. I believe that makes...
Again. The fire that burned in my breast when you came to my rescue. The urge to weep, though there is no sorrow.
0 needs a hug, I think.
This is trust. Then what must I do? How do I answer it?
What? Where is the hug option? Let me hug 0. That's Flow in the background. They're playing Flow again. They remixed Flow again. You're kidding me. However you like, 0. The mood's killed. I'm holding a neon sign and they're playing Flow again.
Give me your hand. It's not something you do constantly, mind. A friend is a friend regardless.
Euless, your hands look unhealthily gray.
So that's what it means. Someone you trust.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know, those are just the tips of his gloves. Okay. I thought he was suffering from like a serious case of frostbite. I did not trust him. No. The only thing I trusted about him was his ability to fuck shit up. The mood still feels slightly off considering my neon sign. And also Flow again. Thank you. I feel at last as though I found the answers I sought. I owe it all to you, Euless. Do you think it's like slightly warm to the touch? My rapier? Like, what does this feel like? Oh crap, I've got to voice this. Okay, hold on. It feels like a hot pipe, but sharper. Crap, what was Maxima's voice? I want to say it was about here. Full glad am I to see everyone return, and none the worse for wear. Except for Euless, who's got a real bad case of frostbite. Could we stick his hands over that fire? Various representatives of the Garlean community are gathered here this very moment. I dare say this is a fine opportunity to announce the trade agreement.
You've read the memorandum? I trust you find the terms acceptable.
I have to, like, fully puff my chest out to do his voice. Wow.
You and Naeus, I pray you forgive my disgraceful conduct earlier. I am ashamed not only of my behavior, but of placing the burden of negotiations solely on your shoulders in my absence.
Oh, hey, there's Alize. Okay, I'm not the only one with the glow stick. Thank you, Alize, for bringing a more dim glow stick. You should know that when we brought up the subject of the tower's reactivation to the people at Tapper's Den, some reacted quite strongly. Once we explained that it would be to prevent another void's invasion, however, they were more receptive. It's fair to say the recent episode is still fresh in their minds. I do not know your voice. I have to... I've got to find a voice for him.
Tagged along to deliver a supply of ceruleum. You have to say I didn't expect to see such a large crowd. Even the stuffy Imperials who normally keep themselves in the Senatus are here. My friends and countrymen, lend me your ears.
Do all red-made weapons glow? No, thankfully.
I'm pleased to inform you all on this joyous occasion that we, the people of Garlemald, have entered into a trade agreement with Rods at Han. To inaugurate our accord, we intend to grant the individuals before you access to the Tower of Babel. In return, Rods at Han will provide us with supplies, which shall be equally distributed amongst the settlements of our nation. Let me be clear on one point. This is not an act of charity, but trade. A bargain struck between equals, rooted in trust and respect. It marks a significant step towards rebuilding our nation and regaining true independence.
Oh, crap. Marshawn, why did you have to start talking? That's a hunt. You were there for the last week. I was. I guess that means that the merchants will know me well. Ratchet Han holds Guardian technology and ingenuity in the highest esteem. It is my hope that through this agreement, our peoples will enjoy a mutually beneficial relationship for years to come. Thank you for not talking more, Varshan. Now then, we bid you gather round to hear the particulars, that you might convey them to those elsewhere.
So burdened by hardships and trauma were the people of Garlemald that they were unable to imagine a brighter future. To be recognized as equals, as a nation with something of value to offer to others. That validation alone is enough to rekindle their hope. It is by virtue of this partnership that we may access the Tower of Babel. Rather timely development given the ether tank's impending arrival. Once the tower's stores have been replenished, we need to go to wait to Y'shtola's signal to channel the energy to the moon, yes? Yeah, that's right. I should probably explain. We're opening a portal on the moon to go to the void to kill a dude. Actually, let me explain a little further. We're shooting the energy to the moon to open a portal on the moon to open or to rather open the portal from our moon to the moon and the void to kill a dude. And you can leave that and everything else on this end of me and Alpha now. No need to worry, devote all your energies to the mission in the void. As ever, I am in your debt. Zero hat tip number 8. Most normal 14 quest. You are good friends. Actually, the most normal quest was revealing that the moon actually isn't a normal moon and is actually a mega prison for Super Saiyan. Lunar Rendezvous.
Let us take a moment to review matters as they stand.
My headphones are dying.
Secured sufficient stores of ether, we may now channel the requisite energy unto the moon via the Tower of Babel. Our work on the star is complete. However, we have yet to receive word from Y'shtola as to the state of the lunar preparations.
Why can't it be as simple as kill God?
And measures to forestall a void-sent invasion.
Oh no, we did that earlier, so don't worry.
Neither task is simple nor quickly completed. She would doubtless benefit from our assistance.
The very thing I was about to propose. Let us join her above and lend what aid we may. Ere we set forth, however, Y'shtola did bid me relay a message to thee. As thou art well aware, a key objective of our mission is the extraction of thy sister Ashdaya from the void.
That's right. We're not just killing the dude, we're also saving Varshan's sister, who is a dragon, and Varshan is also a dragon, he's just in human form right now. I'm trying to decipher 14 quests. To be fair, this is post-endgame stuff. Like, this stuff was released a week ago. You're missing out on, 10 plus years of quests. You are looking at calculus when you do not understand 4 plus 4.
Held captive for millennia and divested of an eye, she is like to be severely weakened. To make good her escape, she shall require aid. Aid that is best provided by a fellow great worm.
You would have me go in my true form. Very well. Like our sire, we great worms are capable of traversing the great expanse. The journey will take some time, but I shall take myself to the moon.
Not as a dragon.
To begin with, I shall return this vessel to Radzadhan, that I may have both my eyes. And until such time as we find Ajdaya, I would entrust her eye to your keeping.
Bro keeps his sister's eye in his pocket.
Will you do this for me?
Yeah.
We shall contact you via link pearl once all is in place on the moon. You need but follow Ishtola's instructions.
Understood. We'll be ready.
Take care, Zero.
It will be the briefest of homecomings. I'll be back before you know it.
In mare elementorum, then. Go well.
I should probably explain. Eyes are the dragons' eyes are the source of like their power. As well as their immortality. Alright. To the moon. Where's Urinoshi? Over here. Oh yeah, so the thing about the moon being a mega prison for Super Saiyan. Guess where Satan was kept.
I took the liberty of informing Ishtola of our arrival. She and her entourage should be here momentarily.
Oh hey, there's a Stinian.
Forgive me. I'd hoped to have everything in order sooner. My thanks for the extra hands.
Alphino and Alice stand ready at the Tower of Babel. Vritra is also en route.
Vicha is Varshan's real name.
Excellent. You've done well, all of you. For my part, I've managed to prepare the ritual with help from the Watcher. All that remains is to channel the ether from below. This should, I pray, open a gate leading to the moon of the 13th.
The 13th is the void.
May I just say how excited we are to be a part of this grand undertaking. The development of the artificial atomos was one thing, but this is an opportunity like no other. Ishtola even managed to get a loan of elegant treatises on void sense summoning from the prized collection of the Sons of Saint Koinak. The Empire's application of etherochemistry in regulating void gates provided us with many a useful insight for our work, let me tell you.
I asked a favor of Grahatir when we were comparing notes on cross-rift travel.
I guess you would know, yeah.
Given his credentials, I was confident he wouldn't be denied. The knowledge of our forebears has brought us far, as has our own. And with our knowledge and resources, we shall construct a void-sent containment seal on a heretofore unseen scale.
Containment seal? Then thou wouldst make use of...
Aye, a tried and tested means of holding dark entities at bay is readily available here. 'Twould be remiss of us not to employ it. We shall reforge the brands that Xenos and Fandaniel destroyed. That which held even Zodiac shall more than suffice for void scent of any persuasion.
The Watcher is already hard at work, tending to the most critical parts of the brand's restoration. There are, however, a number of concerning factors that remain. With your help, I'm sure we can resolve them.
Time is of the essence, so I suggest we continue this discussion as we make our way to the brands.
The brands. Now then, on to the matter at hand. With the Watcher's assistance, we shall reforge each of Zodiac's brands, use them to erect a barrier capable of repelling void sense. Yet though we expect it to be effective against larger beings on account of its original purpose, there's the chance it will allow lesser void sense to slip through. Therefore, we shall require a second line of defense, and I believe the Loporits, the Porters, would be suitable for this purpose. Orange, Elle, the two of you have a strong rapport with our lunar allies. I would have you meet with Living Way and Best Way boroughs, and provide any assistance they require. I will join you. As a void scent, my knowledge may be of use. An excellent idea. In the meantime, the rest of us will see to reforging the brands. I will send word when we have finished. Pray do the same. Cool. The brands are being reforged. That's a cave. Please be a voice-acted cutscene. There you are. Your has apprised me of your present undertaking. I understand that she wishes to deploy her pride and joy, the veritable carrots of our eye, our unrivaled combat supporters, as a precautionary measure in case this void sim containment seal of hers proves lacking. As we speak, my fellows are rounding up what units they can, and will bring them to the northeast corner in short order. Please wait there. Lopping Way.
to have kept you all waiting.
Thank you, Living Way.
Hello there, friends. A new person. Heard there was a bit of a rush, so we gathered what combat-ready supporters we had available.
A welcome contribution. Thine initiative never ceaseth to amaze.
Oh, stop! You're making me blush! Though we have fulfilled the purpose given to us by Heidelin, aiding the people of Atheris remains our greatest joy.
I have some very bad news about Zero then.
Ever and always. Right, so we originally deployed these supporters to patrol the moon and keep it safe. They'd never tussled with Voidsent before, but with sufficient data, they ought to hold their own against the ghastly fiends. Practical, tactical data acquired in the moment, and who better to give the supporters an educational thrashing than the champion of Atheris?
I believe I would make a better instructor.
Go Zero! Zero?
Have I fought Voidsent? I am one.
Zero? Zero, please don't kill Living Way. I'm glad that Zero can unleash the horrors.
Well, don't just stand there. Engage!
Sleeping Way.
Engage! Engage!
You know we needed that, Zero?
That'll do! A defeat bitterer than the bitterest carrot. Using this experience, we must enhance the supporters and turn them into Voidsent slaughterbots! Indeed. Right after we've managed to put the poor dears back together.
Pray forgive our comrade's enthusiasm. May I inquire as to how long the repairs will take?
On an ordinary day, I'd say no less than 5 carrots briskly consumed. But if you were to provide us with encouragement... we just might be able to do it in 2.
I don't know what Mapping Way is implying.
This I leave to you.
Nope, I'm leaving this to Urianger. He can do this. The Loppert's eyes twinkle with anticipation as they await your buoyant exultation. Oh, I did not get to read all of that. Alright. Sleeping Wing. Oh yeah, I've got to rally them. Engage, engage! Or is in the middle of forgive me. The sight of precision parts is strangely soothing and sleep-inducing, but I'll try to keep moving. Come on, Mapping Way. What a marvelous feeling. There's nothing like wild gesticulations of encouragement to fire you up. With you cheering me on, I could do not less than my very best. Well, thank you very, very much. You don't know how uplifting it is to have you encouraging us. I mean, showing us the proper techniques so we may keep our supporters operating at peak efficiency. Aye, everyone is in high spirits indeed. Thanks to your encouragement, we have the supporters up and running again in no time. We attend to your remaining busy work and leave the deployment of our new and improved Void Sense Slaughterbots to us. Okay, this is great, but how long until I get to kick Gold Balls' ass?
Can you hear me? We've just finished restoring the brands.
Okay.
Let us reconvene once you've finished tending to matters there. The culmination of our efforts is nigh.
We're almost there. It's after this one where we get to go fight Gold Balls. The brands are ready, I presume? Excellent. With the Loporith having deployed their supporters, we are ready to proceed. Let us rejoin Ystrola post haste and prize opening our gate unto the void. Ah, you're doing what I just was. Except as a white mage. Hi, Argos. Oh, wow, yeah. Look at those brands restored. My thanks for seeing to the supporters. With this, all is in readiness for the ritual. First, I shall give the order to Alfino and Alize in the Tower of Babel to channel ether to the moon. Once we have amassed a sufficient amount of energy, Oriange and I shall begin our incantations to open a void gate. If all goes well, a tear will form in the fabric of reality, at which point you must activate the brands and put in place the containment seal. That is all. If there are no questions, let us begin.
Apologies for the wait. The preparations here are finally complete.
Excellent. The Tower 2 is activated. But give the word and we will begin channeling the ether.
Very well then. Make it so.
The moment of truth.
You see, but the light is blue this time, not red, so it's not evil.
By the sisters!
Oriange,
commence your invocations. 'Tis time to open our gate.
Yeah, we're on the moon.
A tear is beginning to form. Quickly, activate the brands.
Wow. Looks like a void gate to me.
Success. The gate is open, and the seal appears to be in place.
Zero, why don't you try going through, see if it works. Estinian, give it a second.
What an enormous gate! Lord Goldbears will be eager to hear of this. So this is the promised land. The land of boundless ether.
Okay, it works.
I dare say the seal doth serve its purpose.
Ah. And there's Breacha.
I see all proceedeth apace. Remarkable.
Indeed. Just this moment, a void scent emerged from the gate, by which we may safely assume it leads to the 13th.
It's incredible, Ishtola. Truly incredible. Oh, what an honor it is to have been part of this historic achievement.
A part is an understatement. None of this would have been possible without you and yours. Our success has also served to solidify our understanding of cross-rift travel. The Ascians rejoined reflections to the source by instigating elemental imbalances. These imbalances weakened the barrier between realities, causing the ether of a reflection to flood the source. But why is it that reflections are predisposed to rejoin the source? Why have they never merged with one another?
Thou art suggesting there is a unique property inherent to the source, one responsible for such an outcome.
I am. 'Tis my conclusion that, as the point of origin for the reflections, the source has an innate pull over them. Hydaelyn, I believe, sought to suppress that pull, which is why she was created with the power of light, of stasis. Meanwhile, the power of darkness, of activity, reigns in the void. Heidelin's influence would naturally be weaker, and this manifested in the form of planar fissures. Working with this hypothesis, I set my sights upon where the pull was assessed to be strongest, and through our combined efforts we succeeded in opening a gate to the void. Now, I must stress, it was because we sought the void that we succeeded. Pleased though I am to have my theory proven, the secrets of travel to other reflections still elude us. Even so, in the reality that lies beyond the 8th umbral calamity, there are those who found a way to reach the first. I will not rest until I do the same.
One step closer to fulfilling your dream, eh?
Just a step. Many more remain to be taken. Which further motivates me to forestall a void-sent invasion. So come, let us set forth, to find Ashdaya and put an end to Golbez's plot.
Climb upon my back. I shall take us to the gate.
No, just jumping into it kind of looked like more fun. I'm gonna be honest, Ritra.
I shall see the alchemists safely home, then together with the Loporits maintain vigil over the gate.
May the sisters watch over and keep you safe.
Into the void once more.
Yeah, riding a dragon is cool and all, but I really just kind of wanted to jump in. Oh, flashbang. Well, here's the moon of the void.
This is the moon of the 13th.
It is. Ever since the flood, it has been a sanguinary orb in the sky.
Yeah, we're on the void moon now.
A rather more subdued reception than I had anticipated.
But unsurprising, given how jealously Golbez conceals the location of his domain. Still, we must remain on guard. One of his minions came through the gate, after all, and more may lie in wait.
I do not sense my sister. Where could she be? Where?
Vritra. We've barely arrived. Let us explore our surrounds before drawing conclusions.
Yes, thou art right. I shall survey the moon from above. The ground I leave to you all.
I have some theories on who I think Golbez is. And I hope that I'm wrong, because I just don't want it to be him again. The red side of the moon. The red moon. The surface of the moon is a grim shade of crimson, a consequence of the flood of darkness, perhaps. I can't write my mouth. This is awful. Is your Stola over there? No matter how you strain your eyes, you spy no signs of life. In all directions extends a desolate waste without end. The weather is vacuity. Oh, there's our void gate. You hold your breath in an attempt to catch the faintest noise. Save for the sounds of your comrades, there is nothing. So far, you have failed to find any clues to Azdaya's whereabouts. Perhaps Zero has noticed something you missed. I did not notice her over here. Oh! Yeah, that's something that I missed.
The chasm has caught your attention as well.
Can I have a lemonade packet?
There's some manner of structure below. Worth a look, wouldn't you say?
Okay, I'm back. That doesn't count as a door moment, by the way.
I too sense something here. This pit much resembles the cradle of darkness on our moon, where Zodiac was once imprisoned. If this place serves the same function, then a fragment of his power must have been sealed in the depths. Strange, though. When Zodiac perished in the Source, I presumed that every aspect of him was thus unmade, and his power scattered. But it's unmistakable. The darkness that permeates this abyss. Could a trace of him yet remain? Or is it something else?
There's Ritra. Yeah, we kind of already figured that. Hey, gold balls, we're here. Oh, and there's Ashdaya.
You were entrusted with Ajdaya's eye, were you not?
Oh.
I found it on the tree this summer.
Okay.
Last summer I mixed those with lemonades. It's a weird taste, but it's really good. I think that's your last one, and you're the one who's just cool. Good idea.
Ooh, we are lagging a bit here. It's encoding overloaded. Let's see if I can. Hopefully that works a little better.
So this is indeed Golbez's domain.
Geese are in. Sis, ask dear Antar. For war Meradarn Alan an. Les el kol an. Zdis sorn rum. Snar tiamat an. Kai ros an. Kei ul kei darn morn. Dis an. Kai an. Nal stra an.
Nartal king in eyes. Athan endran esktai an. I'll call hes in hes udlar an. Esk les ud an. Ses razat han hu an. Snosong an hai hes in an.
Ta hes an elgon osk in. Ses kidir in an. Kasta an. Sta in es katao tai an. Es an stra in sorn.
What now, then? Does this great worm intend to remain a captive meal for all eternity, not daring to test her chains?
Ern el mished in ud. Kis targo asrer distar. Sma osk in sis an.
Now there's a start. So, what can you tell us?
Asistar nokon in. Do es inesh igor sorn. Ka son mo. Skom les sau an. Som du orta sis.
Well, you heard her. Shall we look into this spot near and dear to our enemy's heart?
I really hope this doesn't confirm who I think Golbez is. But it very well might. This is it. The others have already begun searching for clues. Let us do the same. I'll take charge of this area, if you could see to the south. It'd be faster if I could hop on Kieran. Oh, that's a small area to search in. Creature, you have anything? It does not appear so. Point of interest. Looks kind of like a gravestone. Glint from beneath the rock catches your eye.
Did you find something?
It's a Memoria crystal.
A Memoria. But whose?
Okay. Okay, so this is Golbez's point of view, I assume?
You have lied, pillaged, and murdered. Have you anything to say in your defense? No. Every one of them got what they deserved. Trusting fools. Like you would-be heroes. Aye. You do well to keep a close eye on each other. It always ends the same way. A knife in the back. And better to have the handle towards your hand. You'll see. Oh, yes. You will.
Death may your soul find salvation.
I can't bring myself to pray for the unrepentant. You're a nobler man than I.
So is this Durante who Golbez used to be? Choose to believe that had these men known peace and plenty, they would not have been consumed by mistrust and avarice.
Victims of the Contra Memoria, then. Like so many others. But we will end it.
Thank you. I shudder to imagine what might have happened if you hadn't dealt with the Dark Ones. Oh, her? She's like you, I hear. Hunts Memoriates.
Oh, this is the other point of view of what we saw earlier with Zero.
Well, well. A kindred spirit. Perhaps we will finally have a new comrade.
No. I've no interest in working with others. Much less someone who looks as suspicious as you.
That's so.
If there's nothing else, I'll be on my way.
Even when we share the same goal, we can't overcome the mistrust. Such is the way of things, the wisdom of our era.
The precious few memorials remain who cling to the lights, but that we could have won her over.
We'll make do, old friend. We have accomplished much already,
and another person may well have been more of a hindrance than help. Now then, our work here is finished. His Majesty has summoned us, so let us not delay. To Baron.
Is it Baron where Zero said she was from?
Had another vision of the past, did you?
It was point of view, though, which is unusual.
What? I was in it. It's them. The pair I met in that village. Which means the one sealed in this memoria is...
Yeah, I knew he wasn't far.
So, you have come. You who would oppose our crusade.
So that sounds like the blonde one. Comically large crystal. It's not even the largest crystal in this game. There's comically larger ones. It's not the blonde one.
You. I know you.
Is that so? From the world before, I dare say. 'Tis impressive enough that you have managed to retain your mortal form, but to remember your past besides. But that is of no moment. You are the Memoriat who vanquished my minions. Correct.
And what if I am?
Then I would bid you join me. As a child of our world and slave to the wheel, fight with me for the salvation of all our souls.
Fight with you. More like fight as your pawn. It isn't me you want, but my power. And if I don't obey, you'll bind me like you bound that dragon. But no more. I refuse to be bound ever again. I fight only for myself, and for those in whom I trust. My friends.
She's learned.
I see. A pity. It is for the dragon that you have come, yes? When first you appeared, I thought simply to remove a threat to our plan. Never did I imagine that you would reach this place and gift me a golden opportunity. Long as it has been imprisoned, this dragon has grown feeble and weak, its spirit extinguished. Your coming has served to rekindle her forgotten hope. Her yearning to be free, to return home. That is the key to our deliverance.
Think about how stiff your neck would be.
The darkness is ravaging her. She's becoming a void scent.
Guys, I don't think we're gonna be able to free Ashdaya.
Rise, O shadow dragon, and obey.
Like, oh, this guy looks to be a loathsome dung eater. Ashdaya, why do you keep making me lose frames? It's only when you're on stream. Oh. Please don't kill Grisha. We kind of need him for peace. Estinian, you help fight the dragon.
Keep our guests occupied.
Oh, crap. Ritra, please don't die. We need you. That was always gonna happen. You are like 30 feet tall, jeez.
Before darkness swallowed the world, I fought tirelessly in a war without end. The experience taught me to discern the strong, that dragon, and you.
The rock cube.
Face me.
I did not realize. Rest assured, I need no invitation. As I put my sword away, oh, I'm probably grabbing the Crystal of Zen. Can't exactly do that with no hands. You're not the only one who can put fancy circles on the ground, bitch! Holy shit, Minecraft, you're right.
Accursed light. You, who have ever basked in its warmth, could never understand our envy, our agony.
Nor do I wish to. God, you really are just like 2 bajillion feet tall. The void cast dies. Now acceptable. Yeah, you're just an enormous asshole. God, could these pillars of light get out of the way? See, I'm trying to count like how many of me call you. Hold on, while I'm waiting for Q, I'm gonna like grab a screen grab of this. We're throwing this shit in Photoshop. Oh crap, okay, we don't have time for that. Around 4 or 5? Yeah, actually I'm thinking maybe 5 or 6. So yeah, he's probably around like 30 feet tall. Here, let me get back in the circle so the effect is still, you know. No idea where we are, but we are certainly in the Voidcast Dies. God, that's such a cool sword. Also probably like 60 feet long. Knight in black. Golbez.
Expect no mercy. To destroy you, I shall bring my all to bear. Come, warriors from beyond the rift.
We TP'd the gang? Really, though?
If you would oppose our crusade, then come. But know that none shall deny us salvation. This place shall be your tomb. I will free us from the wheel.
Oh. Oh, jeez, that's a lot of damage. I hit the wrong ability.
I will suffer no obstacles.
Just follow the group.
No matter the foe, I will stay the course.
Void Meteor.
Let lightning surge.
As I is shadow.
With abyssal dark and hero blade, I bring my people liberation.
It seems like you just made your sword a lot more ineffective by wrapping a dragon around it. That's gotta reduce the sharpness. Bro put sharpness -1 on his sword.
Dragon, hear me and obey. Crush them.
Come on, let me move.
Bathe them in black flame. My meteors will extinguish your light.
I am almost dead. That's what I get for having a vulnerability stack.
A raging gale to rend you asunder.
Oh.
Look to the heavens for your doom.
Oh, that's 3 stacks of vulnerability.
Come forth, my servant of shadow. Let lightning surge.
Yeah. Bro, you don't... How do you not know how line stacks work?
Gale to rend you asunder.
Oh. Ouch. Yep, okay. You know, it's my first time doing this. It's okay to die a few hundred times.
Dragon, hear me and obey. Look to the heavens for your doom. Where my rime-kissed blades.
Oh, okay.
This place shall be your tomb.
I have a dash ability. Why didn't I use that?
Crush them. Render unto me your all. My
Oh, that was healer limit break 3. Okay. Nope. Nope. Okay. Nope. Ouch. Ouch.
My blade. So, this is the limit of my defiance.
Oh wait, was him being like 50 feet tall a fluke? Oh man, the person that I wanted to give a calm left. Bro took full body Viagra. Bro was lying about how big he was. He's Subway.
Are you all right?
What's happening?
At last, the moment is at hand. You may have bested me, but not quickly enough. Too late will you look to the chasm.
Bro's in creative mode. I can't believe this.
You've won the battle, but I win the war.
Could you not put the chains back around her? You drop my frame rate when you do that.
Darkness made manifest once abided in the depths of this abyss, until one day it dispersed in a haze of ether. In the absence of the great flow, that ether has nowhere to return. And so it has coalesced, giving rise to a mighty void scent. Now feast, feast upon this dragon and its ardent longing for home with it. From the convergence of ancient and newborn, an entity without equal shall emerge, one who shall tear down the barrier between worlds. Upon you, who shall deliver us from eternal damnation, I bestow the name of a hero of Eld.
Are you summoning a primal?
Zeromus, awaken!
Zeromus.
No matter how powerful, a void scent can be sealed in Memoria.
I think we've got Void Super Saiyan. Whose Memoria crystal was that?
Damn it. It's too strong.
Our warding scales may not hold. Not against a void scent born of Zodiac's ether.
We must retreat. Everyone to me. Or Ankin. Trust na in.
Okay, so that was a lot of stuff that just happened. We made it back safely, at least. Dark Room. That's the name of the extension. This is the final quest. Another moon? What do you want to bet that it's another flow? In light of this development, that we skipped with our lives. They're not voicing anymore. I've got to go back to my voice acting. Oh, that we could have anticipated Ashdaya's yearning to return home could be manipulated in this fashion. Alas, we must now contend with a newborn void scent, hell-bent on breaching. And done with such prodigious strength, Zeromus is unlike anything I'd ever seen. It's named for an ancient hero, as Golbez said, and none can say there's even a sliver of truth to the legends. Perhaps Golbez chose it in the hope that his champion will do that which no one in the Contra Memoria saves the world. But a true hero would not damn another world to save his own. Tale as old as time, and something that has happened in this game before. And we're not about to let that happen. But regardless, we need to regroup. Loath though I am to admit it, we are in no state to face a void sense of Zeromus' mouth. Reacher, not least of all, in body and mind both. Let us return to Rodzatan and take stock of the situation. Very well. Now, might I trouble you to head to Bestway Burrows and apprise Oriange of the situation? The rest of us shall tend Breacher's ruins before returning to Rodzatan. Pray join us there anon. Oh, Zero had to. I think that's number 9. Yeah, that's fair, big guy. We know that this is gonna work against lesser void sense, but what do we do if like Zeromus tries coming through? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that seal is gonna hold. Granted, the only like test we've done against Zeromus is Zero swinging at it, but it is combined Zodiark and Dragon, which is not a promising combination for us. Ah, hell, thou art returned. I am pleased to say it has been blessedly uneventful in your absence. More importantly, what of your mission in the void? Oriange, it's gone to shit. Heavens for friend. As I should be used to birth a dread void then born of Zodiac's residual ether. Not have predicted this outcome, there is one small mercy. The void sent containment seal. As we employed the self-same brands that once imprisoned Zodiac in its creation, the seal should serve to hinder Zeromus. Yet for how long, none can say. Your enemy's strength is unknowable whilst the barrier was erected in haste. Thou shalt rejoin our comrades anon to deliver measures, yes? But I shall remain here to maintain my vigil over the seal. If we observe signs of an impending incursion, rest assured I shall send word without delay. Well, my friend. Alright, back to Rodzatan. I don't think our mission in the void could have gone worse. Well, I mean, it could have. We could have died. Nope. But, like, without dying, I don't think things could have gone worse. By the way, this current background song is yet another remix of Flow. Ah, Mistress L, we have been expecting you. The satrap and your comrades returned earlier. I couldn't help but notice they were in low spirits. I hope it's nothing too serious. But forgive me, you must be eager to join them. Yeah, you could follow me. Into Megaduda. Hey, buddy. It's like 7 remixes now. Something like that. This is Flow.
Do you remember Ciriatto and Farfarello? The cowardly pair of Voidsent that dwelled in my domain?
Yeah, they were servants of Barbariccio, weren't they?
Ciriatto devoured Farfarello, and in so doing he inherited an all-consuming fear of Barbariccia. For as you know, when a Voidsent is devoured, it doesn't simply cease to be. Its soul persists within the devourer. And when a Voidsent dies, all the souls that harbored may break free to become individual entities once more.
Okay. Promising plan to get Jaya back, I presume.
That is to say, by defeating Zeromus, we may yet save Ashdaya. And to make certain that we do, we must remind her of who she is. When the time comes, you must call to her. Call with all your being.
Thy words give me heart, Zero. Thou hast my gratitude.
Then it's settled. Our objective is to defeat Zeromus.
Oh, no
Now
shit,
it is
Sherlock.
unsettling that a Voidsent could be born of Zodiark's ether. Its very nature may render it susceptible to the brands that once contained him. Did Urianger have aught to say?
He said exactly what I was theorizing, but in a bit bigger, fancier words, as Orioshe is known to do.
If the seal may not hold for long, then haste is paramount.
Couldn't we just let it come to the source and strike it down here?
I don't know, because we need it to be reborn, so...
Assign Ashdaya's soul to the ethereal sea.
Yeah.
Any attempt to ensure her survival demands that we deal with Zeromus in the 13th.
I could barely go near it. Never mind land a blow. So thick was the shroud of darkness. How do you propose we fight such a foe?
Simple. Against impenetrable darkness, we must wield resplendent light. And it just so happens, there is a world replete with light.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
The question of how we will harness that light, you may leave to me. With our recent discoveries and proven techniques, as well as the aid of comrades near and far, I have faith that we will find a way. But only if I begin my work at once. Rest up while you can, for there will be much to do when I return.
It wouldn't do to be idle while our esteemed sorceress labors tirelessly. I shall be training if you have need of me.
Wait. Allow me to join you. I must become stronger for what lies ahead.
Fine by me. Come on then. I shall not pass my time wallowing in despair. Using my vessel, I shall attend what preparations I may.
Oh, baby Varshan. Vijaya is my sister, and I have long dreamed of saving her. But if I am to do so, I must be better than I am. Blessed though I am to have you and yours as comrades, I cannot well ask you to lift me up every time doubt and despair creep into my heart. I won't falter again. This I swear. I will hold fast my conviction now, and I pray that you'll stand with me to the last. Meanwhile, on the moon of the 13th.
Zeromus is risen, but not yet at full strength. It will take time before the fiend is able to breach the veil. But what is another moment on this long journey I have endured? It remains as fresh as if it were yesterday. Old friend.
It is him.
The memory of your passing.
It is him.
And the pain.
Fuck.
As I promised you then, I promise you now. They shall sing of Golbez, the hero who shattered the wheel and brought salvation to the world.
I'm really upset that I'm right about that, because that means I gotta fight this motherfucker again. From light's embrace to shadows to a world to save. No. You win or you die? Well, I guess that's it for today. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm gonna finish up here. I need to go shower. I also need to go get some food. I need to go yell fuck. I was right again. But thank you everyone for stopping by. I'm going to be live again tomorrow, and just now realized that I forgot to make a schedule for this week. Oops. So I will see you then.